If you have a blank wall in a tight spot that you'd like to spruce up a little bit, maybe add a little bit of functionality, for about $30, I built this narrow console table that'll fit just about anywhere. And you can use the space above it for artwork, a mirror, maybe even some hooks. Plans for this project are already live. You can just click on over and download them for free and get building. If you want to see some tips and tricks that you can use on this build or maybe on another build, keep watching. So I just got back from the lumber store with all of the lumber that I needed. It was about $30. And this is all just off-the-shelf lumber that you can buy at any big box store, any local home improvement store. They might call it whitewood boards or pine boards. You definitely want like softwood boards because they're easy to work with, they're easy to stain, it'll give you that rustic look. All you need is one 2x4, two 1x4s, and one 1x10 that's 6 feet long. So this is my 1x10 that's 6 feet long. All I'm going to do is cut it in half to make the top and the bottom shelf. There's one thing that I have to tell you right now. These 1x10 boards should be 9 1/4 inches wide, but sometimes they can vary, like they shrunk or different mill or whatever. So you want to measure and confirm that. And see, this one's actually 9 3/8. So that means I'm going to need to make some adjustments in the plan. Everywhere that calls for a 9 1/4 inch cut, just make a 9 3/8 inch cut. That's it. So I always think about this when I do a plan, and instead of running this board all the way to the front and the back, I will only run it so that it's equal to the width, so it's really easy for you to adjust. So you just have to adjust this board, that board, and then these two 2x4s and those two. And it's a straight conversion. I have my stop block system, and so what I do is I want to use it, but the board cut isn't long enough. So just set the board where you want it. I've got it right on. Just hold it there. And just put a spacer block, and it doesn't have to be any specific length or crazy. So now when I make all my repeatable cuts, I don't have to measure ever again. So I can just keep going without having to measure anymore. These will go like this and like that. I gotta do the same for the 2x4. I gotta have 2 of those. I got all of the straight cuts done, but I'm not going to work on these 45s here. So I'm going to bevel my saw and then start making those cuts. Okay, so I got my initial 45-degree cut. So now all I have to do is flip it over, mark my 5.5 that I need, and that cut. Got that. Just double check that it is exactly 5.5. So I like that. So I got eight of these cuts to make, and because it's at such a steep angle, it's hard to tell where it's at. And I want my cuts to be exactly the same. So here's a trick. I just took one of those boards that I already cut and I clamped it, basically making a stop block on my saw. And so now I can just take this board, bring it up to that. You don't have to use the angle block either. We're basically creating a pattern in place. so there's the last one. I only had to measure one and make all these cuts, so that was really fun. I'm going to reset myself. Okay, so I'm going to start working from the top down, and this piece will be hidden. It'll give us something to tie these guys into. So this will go in like that. There's a couple different ways that I can put this together. I think I'm going to just use 2-inch brad nails. The reason why this is not a bench, nobody should be sitting or standing on it. So I'm just going to glue and nail everything together, and with the 45s it should create a lot of strength too. You could use self-tapping screws, but the reason I don't like that is because you'll see screw holes there, and nails are really easy to hide. So I'm going to start with using 2-inch brad nails, and I've got a cordless nailer. You could also use a pneumatic nailer. Okay, so everything looks just right there. Put this center. So the other thing that really will help when you're nailing is you're putting a lot of pressure, like you need something to push that nail gun against. So what I will do, if I'm working alone, I'll just clamp something to my desk, to my workbench that I can push up against. This is a really easy project, guys. Don't be intimidated by these angles, they're not hard. So the next step is we're going to put this board on like this. So one thing to think about as you're putting this together is make sure that the legs are being attached level, because the 45s are really gonna cement things. It's really coming together. I am going to now put the side pieces on. These guys, so they'll go like this. Purposely didn't cut the front piece here because I want to get a perfect fit across the front. All right, so bottoms look good. It's a nice sturdy piece too, which is really great. So now I'm just going to work on getting the top done. So I'm going to attach this like this so the 2x4 is actually not all the way in there. And the reason that I'm doing that is if I did it all the way in, then it would cover up most of this. So I'm choosing to do it this way. So I'm going to start cutting these guys for the front, but what I'm going to do first is cut off this factory edge because it's hard to cover up that wax in a finish, and then from there I'll mark it and make those cuts and staple it on. Let's see how it turned out. Wow, that is super cute. So I'm gonna give it a stain and finish it up. I'm going to get started with staining this. The color I'm going to use is Briar Smoke, and it's kind of a smoky brownish gray color, very on trend right now. And I gave it a good sanding, and see how it looks. The stain, the finish is very transformative, so we'll see how that looks. Oh yeah, that's going to be good. I love these projects that you can build in a day. And literally, you could finish this one at nap time. Like pick up the boards the day before while you're running your errands, and then at nap time be ready to go. There'll be some tight areas to get in. These little foam brushes are less than $1 and they're disposable. So you can just use those to get in there. It works really good. So this was literally one of those projects that I woke up, said, I'm gonna build myself a console table, and got it done within a couple hours in between, you know, taking care of a baby and taking care of the house and doing other things. So it's a really simple, easy project, very mom friendly, if you will. And I really love how it turned out. I love it so much, I'm gonna do a white version and maybe dress it up with a little bit of twist, and we'll see how that turns out too. I made this console 3 feet wide. I just took a 6 foot long board and cut it in half to make the top and the bottom. It would be easy to go 4 foot wide, just buy an 8 foot board and cut that in half. But if you wanted to go, say, 8 feet long, what you would do is buy an 8 foot board for the top, an 8 foot board for the bottom, and then use 3 legs. So every 4 feet you would have a leg, and that would be super spectacular too. So the plans are linked in the description. They're free to use, grab them, download them. The only thing that I ask is if you do build it, share a photo, send us in a brag post, because we love seeing your projects and love seeing your take on them. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next week.